now time for our main event, and I'm going to put it right here. Kaboom! The 2026 Royal Rumble Aftermath. Luckily for us, there are only 4 matches that we have to go over. I'm going to put this over there. Bam. But much to discuss because it is the Royal Rumble matches in and of itself. First and foremost, Dave, I have to ask you your thoughts because we were talking about it in the living room, and I loved what you said when you looked at it. So I kind of want you to repeat it here if you could remember. But the look, the aesthetic of this actual building, and
it was gorgeous.
The color schemes and everything like that. What were your thoughts when you saw all that stuff?
Absolutely. The fucking the one that really the set was amazing. So for number 3, the set was amazing. Number 2, the stance was amazing with the lighting. I thought it was when they showed it in the beginning, when they were walking around before the show, I thought the seats itself were lit. But I imagine when people sat in them, it would cover the lighting, but I thought it looked cool. No, apparently each seat had a lantern next to it that was displaying that light when the camera pans over it. So they had like this Titantron type shit in the crowd. That was amazing. That was absolutely amazing. And the number one thing that blew my mind this entire PLE. Oh, look, I got it right. Hey, I had to like stop myself there for a second, but
you said it slow, like your brain.
Yeah, I had to process it.
This PLE.
But the number one thing out of the whole look was that fucking tunnel. That tunnel.
The tunnel was dope.
Depending on who came out, when Breaker came out of that shit, I don't know. That's the one that stood out to me. It just looked so hype when he came out, dude. It was good. That tunnel was amazing with the fucking screens all the way through it. That was amazing.
Now we have to ask the question because there's been a lot of talk online, a lot of communication between people about the fact that because of the lights and where they were positioned, it appeared to a lot of people who were watching it live on ESPN or Disney or whatever you were watching it on, that the seats were not full.
Yeah, we made mention to that. It felt empty.
Now, the lights I don't think helped, but I think I'm going to go ahead and for once with the internet concur that I don't know if they had a full building there.
And it didn't look like it.
It didn't look like it. It didn't feel like it. And even when they showed clips, like for instance of like one of my favorite, excuse me, sorry, something's falling down over here. Hold on. I'm trying not to be off camera here, but I don't want it to fall. Spoiler alert. We're going to talk about it in a second because we're going to talk about the women's Royal Rumble match. But when the Bellas were doing the yeses, that might have been the one time that I saw like people like out of their seat actually.
Yeah.
Doing stuff. But up until
people
that
came out and they respawned in the crowd.
They respawned. Yeah, it was almost like they moved over so they could be in the shot type deal. There were a lot of people that were like, well, I thought like they were forced to go. I thought they had to go, or isn't the building always full because of XYZ or whatever? I don't know exactly what the totals were. I heard something around despite the fact that it was like I think they were going for like 50,000 seats or something, but they only moved like 25,000 tickets. I don't really give a shit about ticket sales, but I think it did affect the visual of the actual event. It kind of made me wonder now if the lights were put there because of the low ticket sales, just for the effect of like, even though it didn't look full, it's busy, right? So it's not like, and the lights weren't on the building at all either. They kind of kept it to just the ring. But yeah, we definitely wanted to bring that up.
Like estimated 25,000 people were there. You said how much did the building hold?
I was hearing numbers of like 50,000 seats.
If that's the case, let's go off that.
Yeah,
it felt like 25,000 people were there,
like half the building, right? Like like legitimately, like
that. There were a few times where the camera would pan from the entrance side to the back of the building, so not hard cam, but to the right of the hard cam, and that side looked I don't know. I just kept feeling like that side was a little bit more empty. It's like they funneled everybody, obviously, to like the ramp, hard cam, under hard cam, and then
That's the norm.
more empty seats were like towards the backside behind the ring and shit. That's what
Yeah,
it felt like.
That's the norm at events when you want to try to slide, even indie events when you try to, when you don't sell as many tickets as you want, but you want the building to look somewhat aesthetically pleasing, you start asking fans to like funnel. So it kind of happens like that. But you know, people kind of caught on to it. Of course, the AEW people were just like, you see. Look, listen, it's happening across the board. It's happening across the board. They had it in Saudi Arabia because they had an agreement to do it. They did it. It's out of the way. Will that affect their relationship going?
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know. That's pretty bad sales for.
Well, you know, there was a lot of criticism that people felt like the audience that they had before was kind of forced because those people were forced to kind of be there. Now we're in a situation where was that the issue? That they said, you know what, we're not forcing anybody to do anything. We'll sell tickets. If you want to come, you can come. And then that was the result. Where maybe it wasn't, maybe it's not as big over there as purported, as well as they want people to believe that it is. I love the history lesson of before 2018, they couldn't have women there at all. And then they had their first women's match in 2019. And all the way fast forward to 2026, where they've got 30 women all wrestling. And I'm going to kick it over right now so that we can go into this because I gotta get like a button rant incoming right here. We're gonna switch it up to the actual women's Royal Rumble match. Sorry if I'm moving my nose around again. I for some reason right now I'm having like a real itch situation going on. But incoming stitch for just a goddamn second. It's happening again. I have never seen a larger collection of grown men so angry at sleeves and pants in my entire fucking life. I've never fucking seen it. I've never fucking seen it. So many people angry with clothing in my entire life. They're gonna look like Power Rangers. What do you give a shit? What do you care? Because 30 women said they didn't have a problem with it. And even if they had a problem with it, it wasn't a big enough problem for them to say no. The only person that they needed to care was Liv Morgan. Everybody else, it is what it is, right? I'm hearing rumor now that the Bianca pick wasn't that far off. She just didn't want to go to Saudi Arabia, so I guess we'll figure that out. But Liv Morgan's not a bad pick, and that's coming from me. But the rant, not even a rant, is just I wanted to make a point about something that if you're one of these grown men that had an issue with the outfits, okay, I get it. Sharia law, they can't show their skin. They can't walk around in provocative clothing. I get it. If you're angry with this match and your only takeaway from this match, because we're going to talk about this match in a second, but I want to get this at the beginning. If your takeaway from this match is that you hated the gear, that you hated the outfit, regardless of what happened in the match, that I couldn't even focus on the match. The outfits just threw me off. You gotta start.
You're gonna get another strike, buddy. Keep it up.
You gotta start. You know, you see that right there? It's okay to come out, my guy. It's all right. It's all right. You don't have to stay in there. It's dark. It's cramped. You don't have to do it. Okay. If the women had an issue with the outfits, I understand. But for you as a grown man to be worried about outfits, you know, and second, you don't really like women's wrestling. Just be real. Because there's a lot of guys that pump women's wrestling right now. Women's wrestling is the best. I love women's wrestling. It sounds more like you like women's tits and ass than you like wrestling. I mean,
nice.
I'm not gonna hold you.
Those are nice.
They're great, but just be honest, because, and we'll get into it right now. This match far superior to the men's match. Far superior. I liked this match more. You're free to disagree, but I liked this Rumble match more than I liked the men's Rumble match. I just did. I felt like the women had a much better strategy. There were two different types of matches, right? The women's Rumble match had a lot more. There was more of a crowd. There was more chaos in that one than the men's. The men's, for a long period of time, it didn't feel like there was a lot of people ever in the ring until all of a sudden there was a lot of people in the ring. But for the women's match, there, first of all, the 1 and 2 was perfect, and it swerves you because it's like Charlotte's 1, Alexis 2. What's gonna happen? And they kind of played it up and then just said, fuck it. Let's face the rest of the goddamn Rumble together. And it just became a team at that point. And it just made for good. Like, it kind of, those are the situations that you look at and you go, they're gonna break up a team. But they didn't break up the team. They actually kept it together and made it work for the story. We got to see main event talent. We got to see mid-card talent. We got to see undercard talent. We got to see NXT talent. We got to see setups. We got to see that sequence at the end with the three ladies together with Soul Boca, Tiffany Stratton, and Liv Morgan was phenomenal. Just the up and over, up, down, just everything they had to remember to do with just
I just wish Soul was a little bit cleaner, but yes, the setup was good.
I'm not a Soul Roca guy. I don't get it. She can do flashy shit, but I've seen flashy shit before. She's looks
very sloppy.
It's not very refined. Sloppy. It's not refined. It's raw.
She's like someone who's got a lot of good ideas, but just doesn't know how to execute them.
But the good ideas also, I also don't think it helps that a lot of her stuff requires an unbelievable and an unconvincible setup. You have to be not only at the right place at the right time, but you got to be there a while she does her thing. Like even the Soul Snatcher, like you have to be at the right exact spot, waiting, leaned over like this at the right exact time to be caught into the goddamn move. And it gets even crazier. She does a double Soul Snatcher here with Tiffany and Liv. She did a double. She grabbed both of them and takes even more timing. It's
something and it's probably one of the reasons why I hate that the Cody cutter or whatever the fuck they call it as well, where I don't like the moves where the person taking it is standing there. They're supposed to fall forward, but your momentum is going backwards.
Yeah.
I don't like that shit. It doesn't look natural. It doesn't feel natural. It's just weird.
It's not a natural movement. I've had to sell that way and I can do it. And the reason why I'm able to do it is because I figured out how. And the only way to sell that is you have to, as the person who's taking it, you have to time kicking your feet back for no reason.
Even then, though, it's just nasty. It's not a good move. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. I think Javon does it the best. And the only reason why is because he does it in a very flashy way. He's up. And he comes down and it looks cool. But if we're being honest, I fucking hate that move. I don't like the forward momentum, backward momentum thing. It's funny. Doesn't feel good.
Because the person who does it the worst is Cody.
Absolutely.
Because Will's
because his is very lazy.
Yeah, he just kind of falls down.
Just like puts his leg up, old man leg up on the rope and kind of goes backwards. I hate it.
Because of Javon Evans, if I'm Cody, I'm thinking about scrapping that. I can't do that. You're gonna have to come up with another flashy move. You can't do what Javon. That boy bouncy. That boy is bouncy. But the women did good. I thought the women's Royal Rumble match was the better of the two Royal Rumble matches. To me, it was more entertaining.
And also outside of the Bellas, there weren't really any
surprises.
There were no Trish Stratuses. There weren't like anything. Like Bella's the only one the Bellas are the only ones really that had that callback to them. But in their defense, one of them is still relatively active. I don't know if the other one's is going to do anything now, but at least one of them is still relatively active. So
they announced on Raw. They announced on Raw that the Bellas are back full time, both.
Okay, so in that situation, I'll still give that pass. That these are all current people, because that was one of our gripes in the past few Rumbles, where they're like wasting these spots on people that are just coming out for a quick pop and then getting out and kind of
And then
taking up
leaving.
some time from other people. And I feel like at least this one felt like a lot of people got a chance to go in there and do something. So that was good.
Yeah, and now we have to actually have a different kind of conversation. One that I never thought I would ever have in my entire life. Because the criticism of the Bellas was they were the top stars of the Diva era. And the Diva era is not exactly known for its wrestling prowess, right? That was always a thing where it's just like, I mean, they're Hall of Famers because of their cultural effect, because of their fan base, not because of their actual in-ring product. Well, I think it's time to start having the conversation, because now that both Bellas are back, how do they fare here? Are we going to be seeing? Is this a Bella team that's going to look like it fits in this era? Is the question that I have to ask now.
I will see. I'll give him a chance, but when I believe it was Nikki that was back, it wasn't looking good at all.
Well, here's the hilarious part: Bree's the better wrestler. So if she's in shape, and I don't mean like physically, like, because obviously she looks phenomenal, 2 kids, and she slays, but the cardio, the timing, right? Because she looked good in the Rumble. She had all the signature moves, the knee into the rope, and she timed the yes kicks, which, by the way, with him retired now, that's all you, boo. That's all you. I told Steph, you have permission to use all my moves in future matches. She was like, okay, all right, I'll keep that in mind. But yes, if I'm Brie Bella, I am milking, and I don't mean her husband. She can do that on her own time, but her husband's gimmick for sure. Those yes kicks, the yes chant, the knee into the corner, they can bring back that double team rack attack thing that they were doing before. Are we looking at a possible actual change in perception of the Bellas? Is that a possibility? Is that on the table? Are they going to be able to keep up with the Rio, I just said it, the Rios and the Kabuki Warriors and the Judgment
I was
Day?
gonna say, if there is, I can't believe I'm gonna say this, and it's crazy that it's about the women's division. That's not crazy. They're just killing it. There's some great tag teams right now.
Yeah.
To be had.
Yeah.
There are some great tag teams.
It's happening, bro.
And with the 2 goddesses themselves, Rhea and Io, these are the carry gods. So if there's anyone that's going to make you look fucking great in a tag team match, it's those 2. And they're pretty established as a team right now. So that tag team women's division is pretty fucking good. This is if they were gonna come back, this would be a great time for them to do it. So
the tag team division right now has a great set of teams that they're building with. I'm hearing talk of more teams coming out of TNA. The women's mid-card scene, with Becky still being the Intercontinental Champion, but the feud upcoming with her is going to be AJ Lee, which is 2 former main eventers in the mid-card scene. On the United States title side, with Julia and Kiara James and whoever she ends up competing with over on SmackDown. And the main event scene with Stephanie McMahon with the world title, possibly now going against Liv Morgan at WrestleMania. The Royal Rumble winner, I think, has chosen Steph. I got to watch the show to its completion to see how that went down, because they had a confrontation. And I'm still not ruling out Bianca pulling off the Elimination Chamber for Jade at WrestleMania in Chicago.
That makes more sense.
So that's the tag team, the mid-card, and the main title scene for the women's division. All snapping right now, all snapping into place. And the Bellas, yes, an obvious choice for tag team, and boy, wouldn't they love to be tag team champions. But Brie and Nikki, both former world champions at single, you can plug them into any of those. We were upset before when Nikki Bella won the Divas title or when Brie won the Divas title. That's not even an issue anymore. If you want to say to yourself, okay, they're not main champions, We've got 2 mid-card titles right now they could rock. You could make one of them a U.S. champion or an Intercontinental champion.
You have, and this is, you actually point out, you make a really good point. You're not forced to take these legends and putting them in the title spotlight because you have top card across your card. So I can have the Bellas open in a tag team match against Rhea and Io. That's crazy. That's your low card. That your starter card is
that if you wanted to on a whim could separate all 4 and plug them into other spots in a singles deal as well.
That's good. Their women's division is set up really good right now, and they got some up and coming. Like I'm not all. I mean, I got my eyes on Lash Legend, man. I'm not gonna hold you. Like,
yeah, she's new to the main roster, but yeah, she's looking dope.
She's got a look. She looked phenomenal during that whole white gimmick she wore. Like in the beginning, I said when I saw that shit, it's fire. She looks great in that.
See, you were worried about the outfit in the other direction. You were like, you are looking fabulous.
Dude, I'm telling you, man.
You're looking good.
They have a lot of talent.
Jordan Grace just got called up. Kalani Jordan had a showcase at the Rumble. She's still on NXT looking for the call-up. Miss Parker is still down there looking for the call-up. Lola Vice, which we got to
I like Lola Vice. She's a little...
They're all still in the work.
I like Lola Vice a lot.
They're right there, man. They're like right there. So I guess to wrap up the Women's Royal Rumble, the winner, Liv Morgan. We've been very critical of Liv Morgan. Me more probably than anybody else. I'm still not sold on the in-ring work. I hate Oblivion as a fucking finish. I hate it as a move, let alone a finish. But all things considered, considering everything we just ran down as far as how deep the women division looked right now, not a bad choice.
I'm not mad
at it. No, I'm
literally when it happened, I sat there and I'm like,
I get it.
I'm just like, wheels are spinning. Like, what was our alternative here? And I'm like, again,
you see how your brain works. You see how your brain works, though, where you saw something and you went, before I shit on this, do I have an alternative choice to pitch?
But my point to that,
not really.
My point to that is what we kind of talked about in the roundtable too. It's like when it was really hard to decide who I thought was going to win because all of the people you would assume is going to win, they're not really worried about that, right? Like you could pick them, you could pick anyone on that card right there, and as far as like the big stars that you would assume is going to win the Rumble.
Right.
And I don't think you can disagree with any of them. But Liv specifically is probably the one person that is kind of still dancing at that top level. She's one of the top card women right now. Not that say the other people aren't top cards, they're just not involved with it right now. So for Rhea to win it, to Io to win it, things like that, like sure, that makes sense. But it kind of doesn't. They're not really involved with that right now. So when I sat and thought about that more, there's a few people that might be okay, but I don't think they're ready yet. I think this was one of those weird rumbles where like it could have went anywhere, and the way that it went, I'm okay with it. I think that was a good choice. I really didn't think you could have really lost here.
Not bad from the Hooters girl from New Jersey. Not bad. Congrats. Congrats on the Rumble win. But here we are now for the WWE Championship. Drew McIntyre defending the championship against Sami Zayn. And one word comes to mind when I saw this match. Solid. Yeah. That's it. It. Both guys brought it. They're professionals. This was probably one of the better matches I've seen the two of them had. They had you sweating bullets, though. For a few minutes there.
Oh my God. When I saw Sammy playing soccer with the locals, I thought it was over. It was absolutely over. Absolutely over.
Oh man, because he came because Drew shows up in like the Dodge Ram. He's got the big vehicle, the shiny belt. He's coming out of World Chip. Look at these forearms, by the way. He's got the fucking belt. He's looking like a big old macho man. He look like he ate a bowl of concrete on the way to the venue. He's just hanging sheetrock and fixing engines. He's chugging beer for breakfast, and then Sammy in a ponytail, just playing some soccer. Right, playing some what do they call that thing with the little ball they kick it? Damn, I can't remember the name of the goddamn little game you play when you kick the ball. You try to go with the hacky sack. There it is. Move. He looked like at first he looked like he was playing a little hacky sack, and then the fucking screen went back and it's a soccer ball. And I was like,
yeah, they're playing soccer with the locals outside of the trailer. Like I'm like, get the fuck out of here, man. It's a wrap. We're changing hands today, boys. I was not looking forward to. Oh my god! Look at
the two videos. It was like one of them is the WWE champion, and the other one, for some reason, is the favorite to win this match. Oh, and you were also nervous about 0 and 11.
Yeah,
they
drilled on every reason why Sammy was taking this home today.
They just had me pushing and pushing and pushing, but in the end, boys and girls,
a clean win.
Drew McIntyre, not just clean either, but like a strong. It wasn't like he didn't dominate Sammy. Sammy did his thing, but it was I looked at it like a very strong win. Like it was a very competitive match, and
it was.
Neither man really looked like weak in any way. They both hit their big shit,
and that's a big deal. That's a big deal because that's what Sammy matches are. He gets trampled, and then he's like the rise up, and then he does his bullshit. It was a match between both of them going back and forth, getting their shit off. It wasn't like Sammy was down and now he's rising from the ashes. It was just this was probably one of the more interesting Sammy matches for me because they weren't playing on that bullshit. They just had a match. That's all it was.
Well, also, and correct me if I'm wrong, if anybody out there, for that matter, thinks that I'm wrong, this might have been one of the first times where we had a Sammy match where the word underdog was not spoken at all. Like there wasn't a theory of him fighting from underneath. It was two equal level individuals having.
I would even argue he was the favorite. The way they were playing it.
The way they were playing it, Drew was kind of feeling like the underdog for a while there, despite being literally 11-0.
Well, you couldn't tell Drew that, but from the outside looking in,
Drew's shit.
You can't tell Drew's shit right now. He is on top of the fucking world as he should be, as he fucking should be. Such a beautiful clip. That man can go, man. He can go, and he's been working on his mic, and he's getting much better, and he's showing it. But when that man's in the ring, that even like when you said when he came out with that belt is massive. That's a huge. If I put that shit on, it'd probably come up to here to me, like my chin. I'm not
lower torso.
Yeah, it'd be like up here to me. I swear to God. But when he wears it, it just looks like a belt you put on to go to the office. Like this dude is so big. So big, he just looks like a fucking champion, dude. He has a look, and that's why I was almost to tears at it. He was gonna lose it at the Rumble, but he didn't. He held strong, and we're continuing, which is good.
And Drew McIntyre will take the WWE Championship moving forward. He's got Elimination Chamber to have to worry about. I don't think he'll defend the title at that pay-per-view. I'm not sure. PLE, whatever. Sorry. But I do think he's going to be the champion. Now I'm set that he's going to WrestleMania as the champion.
He better.
Now
I hope he wins.
Now that Roman has officially chosen Punk, it looks like that chamber is going to be to set up Drew. So we'll see how that continues on there. Our next match, AJ Styles versus Gunther. If AJ loses, he must retire. That ending was a shock to most people, but it was not a shock to the people on this show. I remember very distinctly, we all called it. We all picked Gunther to win.
He was done here.
It was just a matter of
how fire was the match going to be?
It was just a matter of
end.
he's going down, but how, you know what I'm saying? Like, is he going down fighting? Is he going down? Is it going to look old? Is it going to look worn? Is it going to look, how is he going to fare here? And it was another solid banger of a match for AJ Styles. Good?
Yeah.
It was another banger of a match there for AJ Styles and Gunther. It was good. It was solid. A lot of great moments. I started getting Cena vibes. About midway through, there was a bump that Styles took where it looked like he was concussed a little bit, and they were selling that. They were selling the idea that he's a little out of it, that he's not fighting back the way that he should. He's been there, Gunther's really putting it on him, and then they gave him that hope spot where he's just firing back and doing a bunch of stuff. And then we get to the sleeper hold. Let's talk about the sleeper hold for a second, because this was the internet's aha moment where they hearkened back to the whole because this was the finish that a lot of fans said, this is what we said that John should have did. The guy who never tapped out, and then the guy who taps out occasionally, he tapped out. He didn't tap out here. So it's like ass backwards now. It's like, what the fuck? They did the whole kind of passed out finish, and AJ sold it. Like when it was over, and the crowd was dead quiet when that match.
Like he woke up to Gunther's music and he didn't realize it was over.
He was doing the whole what happened?
Yeah.
What happened? Is it over? Did you count me out? He was doing the whole what the hell happened thing, and then in the ring, just to set it up, because this is the basis of the real conversation. We can go blow for blow, but it doesn't really matter because at the end of it, he lost, and he starts to do the removal of the gloves, almost like an indication if he's going to start taking stuff off, leave it in the ring. And I think he actually got them both off. Mm-hmm. He started looking at everybody and just said, nah, fuck that. He started putting the gloves back on and he starts hitting poses and he's doing the whole thing. They don't want none. No, they don't want none. They're doing their whole deal. And he leaves, and people took that again, and it's always open to interpretation. Oh, he's not really leaving. There'll be an angle of some kind. Or the other way, people say, see, he's headed to AEW, baby. That's it. AJ Styles is going to be all elite, baby.
That's crazy.
And we don't know for sure. I don't know for sure. I laid out my plan for AJ concerning going to TNA and ending his career there. I felt like the removal of the gloves, there was some apprehension because in my head, I think I said it out loud, maybe that's not the ring he wants to leave him in. Like he's going to retire, but maybe it's just he wants to choose a different ring to leave his stuff in. And I think that's, whatever he wants to do, he's obviously earned the opportunity to do whatever it is that he wants to do. But that's gonna, he's retired. So,
what do you think about the comment? I heard Triple H made a comment about his heart not really being in it anymore. Did you see anything in? I saw. Feel like that was my buddy felt like it was a shot, or not just a shot, but like he didn't like it because he felt like it like. My buddy obviously felt like the ending didn't feel like the true ending, but with Triple H saying that, it kind of like took the steam out of anything else he could have done. Do you think like he was kind of looking into it a little different, or do you feel like what Triple H said could kind of be like a little controversial of like, why are you speaking on that specifically if he has another route he's doing for his ending?
Well, I think it's another case of misinterpretation. I think that was bad wording, essentially, is what I think that was. When he says his heart wasn't into it, I think people read that and saying like he's quitting, like quiet quitting, like he's
there's something behind the scenes happening.
Right. Yeah. Whereas I think when he says that his heart's not into it, it's because there's apprehension. Nobody wants to leave. Nobody wants to leave. Your body tells you when it's time to go. And his body has been telling him for a while now that it's time to go. And so I don't think he means when he says his heart's not into it, I don't think he means that his heart is not into the actual match. Like he's not going to go out there and half-ass it because he's just lazy Styles now. He's an old vet just getting through the night. Like, no, he gives a shit about the match. He gives a shit about the opponent. He gives a shit about the show. His heart's not into it because he doesn't want to go. You're doing the match because you have to. You're doing the match because you told yourself, I want to go out still looking like AJ Styles. And so he did it. But he doesn't want to do it. You know what I mean? Like, I think a lot of people sometimes misunderstand the terminology because people make jokes all the time that I'm obsessed with wrestling. I'm obsessed. My wife says I have Asperger's because I'm just obsessed. I'm obsessed with it, and I can't do it on that level. Imagine loving this industry
and being on top of
and being able to do it better than anyone else.
Being able to walk out that curtain and getting that reaction
every time,
and also being addicted to it. Like, imagine being a drug addict and getting the same feeling like as the first time you did the drug.
Yeah, every time.
It's like you can't walk away from that.
I'm going to say a comment right now that might ruin Ric Flair's retirement for everybody, but based on the evidence that we saw after the retirement, my theory at the time proved to be correct. Because people, when Ric Flair retired in 2008 after the Shawn Michaels match, there was a lot of tears, there was a lot of crying, and a lot of people assumed, and rightfully so, it's very easy to feel that way, that a lot of the crying was because of the emotion of the moment and a career well spent and just joy that he got a chance to retire. A lot of guys don't get a chance to retire. You know, it's either taken from them or they die or whatever the case may be. He got the chance to go to WrestleMania, have the big match, and I just thought, man, he's just overwhelmed with emotion. What a way to go. And I said the night after in 2008, I don't think those are tears of joy. I think that's tears of sadness. I don't think he wants to go at all. I think if Vince McMahon said, aha, JK, you don't have to retire, he would have kept wrestling on Raw. No issue. He'd have been like, oh, bet. As a matter of fact, Sean, put the boots on. I want a fucking rematch. You cheated last night. And he would have jumped right back into it. And I got criticized at the time. And now we learn that it's 100% true. Because about a year or two later, he goes to TNA. He continues wrestling. He's wrestling on and off on indie shows. He even had that last match. He wrestled a match like last year or 2 years ago, whichever that Andrade match was. So he didn't want to go. This is a drug you cannot kick. That's why, like, I have a lot of respect for John. If John stays to the promise, then he might be the first. Even Steve Austin stayed retired for 19 years. It made me believe for sure he was never coming back, that he stayed true to it. And then he had the one match. Now, it was a good match. He hasn't had a match since. He's going to stay retired. It was Dallas, Texas. There's some exceptions to this. But he still did it because I'm telling you, it's hard. It's hard to do this for this long at that level and then just say, okay, I'm over. It's done. Like, I got emotional. His kids tweeted him or tweeted at Phenomenal, whatever. And they were sharing slideshows of them as kids when AJ obviously was a new dad and he was in TNA and Ring of Honor and he's working out, getting ready for shows, and the kids are lifting dumbbells with him and stuff like that, all the way to now where those kids are now his height, playing football and playing sports, and dad's right there with the whole, this is WWE superstar AJ Styles, but he's in the crowd. Like, go kid, go son, and the whole shebang. Like, yeah. No pun intended. Great husband, great father, great wrestler. That's hard. That is a trifecta that is hard to beat. I'm jealous every single day of his existence. And that's why I feel like when Triple H says, well, his heart's not into it, that's how I interpret it. Not that he doesn't want to put forward a great effort, but because he doesn't want to go. It is half-hearted. Like, I'm doing this because this is the right thing, but fuck, I don't want to fucking retire. I want to drink a potion that brings me back to my 23-year-old body so I can continue to do it for 20 more years. I think he uses those exact words. when we were in Saudi Arabia last time, where he was just like, I wish I could take a serum that takes me back 20 years physically, but it is what it is.
Erases half my bump card.
Yeah, he would take half. Just get rid of half of it. I'll figure.
Oh my God, giving some of these veterans half their bump card back, none of them would fucking retire.
None of them would leave. None of them. None of them would fucking
and imagine if gave them some of them their hair back, dude. So many cool gimmicks.
Listen,
so many cool gimmicks.
I'll take some of it. I'll take some of it back. I'll take some of that back. Keep the wrestling ability. Just give me some of the hair back.
Some of that skull fur.
I'm not gonna. We're not gonna harp on the Gunther thing because I feel like we drained that orange a few weeks ago when we did the Cena thing, and we're probably gonna do it again at WrestleMania.
This one wasn't about Gunther.
That's why.
AJ.
Right.
I will say for Gunther though, real quick before we move on, is I do really love the idea of, and I think I said it when we were sitting there. I love that this little run he's on right now is even bigger than a belt. Like him not having a belt, like I don't think he needs it right now. That's how good this little run is. So he was my win for the Rumble. So to see him go in and not win it, I'm kind of excited about that. You know what I mean? Like
runner up though.
But
he was right there. He was in the mix.
I love that they're doing things that doesn't need the belt spotlight to be successful, and that's what a little bit of a run that he's on right now, and I fucking love it. That's all I want to just point out. Where Gunther's on a tear.
That used to be a thing, folks. That used to be a thing where you would have storylines and wrestlers on the show that were very, very important that had no connection to a championship at all whatsoever.
And didn't need it.
That used to be the norm. That's why there's so many fans now. One of the big takeaways, I forgot to mention this for the Women's Rumble. Everybody was so impressed with Kiana James when she came out number 3 in the Rumble, and like you, when she came out, they were like, "I thought she was a manager. What is all this shit she's doing?" And
she went in there, worked.
She went in there and did a lot of cool shit, and she must have been in there 15 minutes, maybe. She had a nice 20 minutes. She had a nice showing, and the whole internet. She needs to be in the main event scene. She needs to be the world champion already. And I'm like, yeah, bro.
She was good. Slow down. Relax.
Chill.
Relax. She wrestled like it was her first day back out of 300 years. And she was excited. Let her calm down a little bit. But
you give these people one bubble butt, and all of a sudden the world's heavyweight champion does have a nice little area back there. So I'm not gonna lie. All right. So maybe there's something to it. Hold on a second. He said, just hear him out. Just hear him out. That's all I'm saying. But no, congratulations to both of them for a great match. And we'll see what happens from here with AJ. He's either gone for good for real or one last run somewhere else. We'll see. We'll keep an eye out. You hear it here first. And so here we go. The last match to talk about here, the Men's Royal Rumble. Really not much to break down. Everybody saw how this goes. And we got to talk a little bit, though. We've said it before here on the show, and I think we need to talk about it again. I'm done with the hoodie and the mask.
Yeah, I'm so
Get rid
They're
of
not
the
going to
hoodie
stop, but I'm getting so
and the
fucking sick of
mask.
this shit.
Get rid of it. I don't want to see the guy. I'm sorry, this stupid thing. I'm going to have to set this shit on fire, dude. I'm over the mask. I'm over the hoodie. I'm over the surprise, over the railing. I'm over. Just put your fucking name on it, bro. Now,
I don't understand why we need the secrecy. Like, just say who it is.
There was a person. This is a real thing. This is how bad it's getting with fans. There was a fan who took a snapshot from the show of the guy in the hood and the mask, and you can kind of see the eyes and the lip area with a little bit of facial hair, right? You can see a little bit of facial hair. And somebody took that snapshot and put it in AI and said, "Now remove the mask," right? And AI generated a face with no mask, and it looked like absolutely no human being I've ever seen in my entire life. And they posted it, and they said, "Look, AI has removed the mask." And all of the comments understood the assignment because they were like, "Oh my god, it's him!" And they're like, "Oh my god, him? Is it really him? He's here!" And it's like, "Oh my god, I haven't seen him in so long." Everybody was just playing it up. You're just like, "Oh, it's that guy! Oh, I remember that guy. He's that guy. Remember that guy?" And it's getting bad, folks. These clickbait sites are fucking crazy. But it's the men's Royal Rumble. They gave him the main event slot, and I was under the assumption that they gave him the main event slot because something tremendous was going to happen in this match. And not for nothing, it was pretty much a standard Royal Rumble match. Not a lot of surprises. The two AAA guys,
which I think is good.
Mr. Iguana came in, and La Parka came in. The big surprise for a demographic of people, I guess. Powerhouse Hobbs. Now this has. Remember, I said in the house.
I think you were a little too. I was surprised with how shocked you were.
So I was shocked that they would debut him in the Rumble, and simply by him. By the way, simply by him being in the Rumble does not indicate that he's headed straight to the main roster. Because everybody immediately was like, "Oh, he's going to be on Raw tomorrow. He's going to be on SmackDown." I'm telling you, he was going right to NXT. But here's the thing. There were a lot of people jumping on the fact that on the screen when his music hit, it said Powerhouse Hobbs, and then it changed to Royce Keys, which is the new name. And everybody was like, first of all, the name is stupid. And then they put the Powerhouse on there to troll the AEW fans.
Maybe.
No. And there's
that they did.
No. there's I'm sure there's an element to that of some degree. I'm not saying it's completely out of the question, but there's precedent to this. When Finn Balor debuted, same deal. Screen said Prince Devitt, scrambled some stuff, and all of a sudden, Finn Balor, and that was the new name. When Kenta debuted, Kenta, and then Hideo Itami, or whatever the fuck his name was. I can't remember now. But they've done this in the past, where they give you a quick vibe of, okay, this is what the person was.
Yeah,
this is who he is
his
now.
Previous name, yeah.
And now everybody who was jumping on the shittiness of the name, he has since revealed, A, that he chose the name, and B, he took a page kind of out of my book, close to it. So Royce is his son's name, and Keys is his mother's maiden name, which is somewhat close to me. I'm the son in the AJ, so I took it from dad, and Orsini is my mother's maiden name. So it's very close. So I'm not hating on the formula. It's pretty
it's not a bad name.
Pretty Royce similar Keys? Formula that I use. Yeah, Royce Keys. Yeah, but everybody, I'm not calling him Royce Keys. I'm calling him Powerhouse Hobbs. Who gives a shit? He's never going to hear you say his name out loud anyway. And it's going to be on the merch. It's going to be on the lower third. It's going to be on the website. It's going to be on the tour guide. It's going to be on everything. You know, what movie was that? Coming to America? When they were like, his name is Muhammad Ali. He's like, his mama named him Cassius. I'm going to call him Cassius. And that's what this is. His mama named him Hobbs. I'm going to call him Hobbs. Well, you can call him whatever the fuck you want. The rest of the world will be calling him Royce Keys moving fucking forward. Okay? I'm not going to put respect on this man's name. People haven't learned that yet. That when they criticize these names, it's like they're not given these names. They're given options. But for the most part, these guys are pitching these names. These names are not happening by fucking accident.
I would imagine they get denied more names than they're given names.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. They pitch certain names. The feedback comes back, and too close to this or whatever the case may be. Like Finn Balor chose Finn Balor. I forgot. I remember seeing a video where he explained why. I can't remember what it was. Like Kevin Owens being Kevin from Kevin Steen, which is his real name, to Kevin Owens. Everybody was like, how the fuck did that happen? Why didn't you just be Kevin Steen? And he was like, well, it was just easier to give them something that they could copyright. So Kevin is a pretty basic name as it is. I just kept the Kevin, and Owen is his son's name, Kevin Owens. So that's it. That's all I did. Sami Zayn is a spinoff of his real name. His real name is not Sammy, it's Remy. So it's like Sammy, Remy. It was close, and then Zayn came from whatever. It's all the same. The only person who got goofy was Dolph Ziggler. They gave him a sheet of first names and a sheet of last names, and he just fucking said, "Boop, I don't give a shit. That's the name." he just that's it. That's all he did. But for the most part, these people kind of pick their names. And when imagine like you're choosing your name, like you're debating, like, oh my God, I'm about to be a WWE superstar.
I'm terrible.
This is a whole thing. No, I know. I can't imagine these people are any better. Like, can you imagine? Like, here you get to choose a name that we're going to market across the whole globe to make you a superstar. You got like 24 hours, figure it out. Like, you know how fucking nerve-wracking that has to be? Like, this is the name that's going to define me for the rest of my life. Like, people will remember this name more than they know my own name forever. So, and I got 24 hours. And then you hit on something and you go, oh, I like that. That sounds good. And you pitch it. And Triple H and all these guys, they go, all right, not bad. We can do that. We'll trademark it and we'll give it you whatever. They'll work it out. And then you go on TV and they go, they do the new name, Royce Keys. All right, this is it. I'm debuting. I'm a WWE superstar. And then you go on your phone later and they're like, what a bullshit name. What trash. It's a garbage name. But he named himself after his son and his mother. Oh, who gives a shit? That's a terrible name. Fuck his kid and his mother. That's a terrible name. He's Powerhouse Hobbs. All right, dude. Fuck it. It's like you just can't win with fucking people. It is what it is. Like when the Dudley Boys left, they had to become Team 3D. It's like, boo, they're the Dudley Boys. Like, but we can't call. So what the fuck do you want me to do, sir? And we kept it close. I can't be Bubba Ray Dudley anymore, but I could be Bully Ray. And he can't. He can still be Devon. He just spells it different. There's no apostrophe Von. They threw an E in there. It's just Devon now. We're close. 3D, right? Like the move. You guys know? Nothing. Jack shit of crazy. I just found out recently that Seth Rollins owns the name of Tyler Black, which was his indie name. And people were like, Tyler Black. He's like, yeah, it was Tyler Black on the indies. He goes, how the fuck did you come up with that? And I forgot what the Black was from. It was from some band. And then Tyler Durden from Fight Club, the Brad Pitt character. He's like, so I just Tyler Black. He says, so then how the fuck did you come up with Seth Rollins? It's like, they gave me a sheet of fucking names, like first names and last names. He goes, and I wanted to try to pick a first name that nobody had ever used before. He said, but I kept running into names like, okay, I remember that name. I remember that name. He goes, I saw Seth. And I've never seen a Seth on WWE television before. He goes, so that was the first name. And then when I started rolling through the last names, I remember there's a famous singer, Henry Rollins. And he's like, I like that guy. So Seth Rollins. There you go. Seth Rollins. That's the name. And I went, okay, that's it. So they'll call him Seth Rollins, who just fucking hit a randomizer button a couple of times and wound up on a name. But a guy took a name from his son and his mother, and he's a piece of shit. Like, yeah, boo! Fuck his son and mother. Boo! Fuck his whole family. He's Powerhouse Hobbs. It's like, shut up. Seriously. And every time somebody changes a name, I say the same thing. In 6 months, you won't even give a shit. And it's true. In 6 months, by SummerSlam, they won't even give a fuck. Everyone will be so used to Royce Keys. Forget it. I don't know how long. Sami Zayn still gets ole, 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 ole to this day. But it's been so long that it's now associated to Sami Zayn. It's not associated to El Generico anymore. There's so many people now in buildings that give him the ole and have no idea that was a Generico chant. They're just so used to hearing it with Sami Zayn that it's just a Sami Zayn thing now. If I walk up to somebody in the building and goes, yeah, they used to sing that to him when he was El Generico. They're like, the fuck is an El Generico? So it's like, oh, he retired from wrestling and he flew down to Mexico to help with orphanages and children who are orphaned and don't have parents anymore. He's opening up a missionary down there. He's a great man. He's a great man. That is the actual story, by the way, that El Generico gave for his retirement. El Generico went away to help the starving kids in Mexico and give them shelter and food and companionship, while Sami Zayn went on to become a huge global success. So, but the Royal Rumble match ends with one winner. We've already mentioned that Gunther was the runner-up. Who won? Roman Reigns.
Roman Reigns, the man that was talking all that shit at the top of the show. Yep. He came back and he's like, all right, it's time to show you guys why I'm the fucking man.
And there was an individual online, I won't reveal their name because I completely blocked them, because he kept pushing this ideology. Y'all don't really want change. Y'all don't want change. Y'all always say they gotta build new stars, they gotta make new this and make new that, and then every time they go back to the old people, y'all go crazy because it's all over my feed. Yeah, Roman Reigns won. He's the best. He's the GOAT. He's not one. He was the only choice. He should have won the Rumble. There's no question about it. I thought y'all wanted change. Nah, bitch. Relax. Hold on. Time out. As my brother stated earlier in the show, if not him, who, my guy? Who is going to main event WrestleMania right now and sell that bitch out? Nobody. There was no option. There's not you're going to use a Royal Rumble to build a new star. Okay, let's say Braun Breaker wins the Royal Rumble. Is he the main event of WrestleMania against a world champion right now? Or would winning the Royal Rumble have given Braun Breaker a title shot at WrestleMania and Roman's still in the main event fucking anyway? Because it's not like he hasn't done 11 straight fucking WrestleMania main events. Well, not straight. There was a few in between there. But he's had 11 WrestleMania main events. He's had more main events than any human being in the history of the company of all time. And it doesn't look like it's slowing down. It looks like he's going to be in another main event. Now, could you have done Punk and Roman without the Royal Rumble? Sure. But why not? Why the fuck not? Why the fuck not? That promo they had on Monday last night. Did you see Raw last night?
No, I didn't get a chance to watch.
Holy shit. They're cooking already. And it's fucking February 3rd.
Yeah, I gotta get on that.
Roman and Punk.
Roman's back, so it's time to make sure you don't miss.
No. He ain't just back. He was cooking. Hold on, sprinkle it up. Sprinkle some of that Salt Bae on there. There you go. Him and Punk. If you're telling me right now that I'm about to get February 3rd, 60 straight days of Punk and Roman on the microphone, sign. I'm signing.
Take my card.
Take my card. The front. Take my money. Take my money. I'm on board. And now you're telling me that Drew McIntyre is going to WrestleMania as the WWE champion against, I don't even give a shit who the opponent is.
Yeah.
And the women's division is on fire.
Yeah, they're sizing up right now. Let's see how they ride it out.
Oh, and by the way, Dominic Mysterio came back on Raw last night. See, the Intercontinental title is back on TV. Yeah. And for all you guys that were so goddamn supportive, yes, Carmelo Hayes is still the U.S. champion. Yes. I'm trapped. I get it. The creative is not there all the time. There's hits and there's misses. I went to a miss. I went to a Raw that was kind of not there, right? But this is WrestleMania season, baby. And not for nothing. This is where your boy shines. He can't get October right. He can't get May right. He stumbles in July.
I don't know. Can he not get it right? Or to Roman's comment, they can't get it right.
Two-way street. I still stand on that. Two-way street. You gotta have talent, and you gotta have the talent. They have to have the direction. They have to meet. You can overbook the fuck out of somebody. If they don't have it, it doesn't matter. You can have a really talented fuck. If they don't book it right, it don't matter. It's a tango. It's a tango. And the first motherfucker to step on the other motherfucker's toes fucks the whole thing up.
Yeah.
It's a tango. It all has to work together. Either he's not smart enough to book it, or they're not talented enough to pull it off. It's one or the other. It can't be both. Sometimes it is both, actually. So sometimes it is both, and when it's doo-doo like that, and it's perfection, you gotta stand almost in awe of it. Where it's like they can't book him for shit, and he's terrible. Holy fuck, what are we doing with our lives? So yeah, but Roman Reigns winning the Royal Rumble, I don't think it bothered a single human being on this earth, and that's saying something because it bothered everybody when he won in 2015. And for everybody in 2026, though, those ones flew way high into the air. Everybody had their ones out. Every single person. So that is the end of our Royal Rumble conversation.